China has just banned 16 major U.S. companies, and the political firestorm it has ignited is sweeping through Washington like wildfire. The move marks a dramatic escalation in the ongoing tensions between the world's two biggest economies. But perhaps even more shocking than the ban itself is the way former President Donald Trump is reacting. This time, he's not holding back. What we're witnessing could be the beginning of a new era of aggressive pushback, one where diplomacy takes a backseat and economic warfare takes center stage. For years, tensions between China and the United States have simmered beneath the surface. But recently, they've started to boil over. China's decision to blacklist 16 prominent American companies didn't come out of nowhere. It's part of a broader strategy to retaliate against Washington's growing tech sanctions and political pressure. Companies involved in defense, semiconductors, AI, and aerospace have been targeted. Firms like Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, General Dynamics, and others are now banned from doing business with China. The official reason? Alleged threats to national security and involvement in arms sales to Taiwan. But let's be real, this is political theater at the highest level. When China dropped the ban, the message was loud and clear. If you try to restrict our technological development, we'll hit you where it hurts. But what they didn't expect was the reaction from one man, Donald J. Trump. Whether you support him or not, Trump's response has once again taken the spotlight. He wasted no time jumping on the airwaves, blasting China's decision and accusing the Biden administration of being weak, slow, and overly diplomatic. He declared, in true Trump fashion, China only understands one language, power. And right now, we're not speaking it. Trump's approach is anything but subtle. On social media and in interviews, he has vowed to take the gloves off if re-elected. He claims that during his presidency, China wouldn't have dared to ban American companies like this. This would have never happened under my watch, he stated, calling the Chinese government's actions economic terrorism. He's now promising that if he returns to office, he will impose even more severe tariffs, cut diplomatic ties, and force American corporations to bring manufacturing back to the US, especially those who have long depended on Chinese supply chains. But let's not forget, Trump's feud with China isn't new. During his presidency, he initiated a trade war that sent shockwaves through global markets. Billions of dollars in tariffs were slapped on Chinese goods, and in return, China retaliated with tariffs of their own. American farmers, manufacturers, and tech companies felt the heat. But Trump always maintained that the short-term pain was worth the long-term gain. He wanted to rewrite the rules of global trade and make it clear that the US wouldn't be pushed around anymore. Fast forward to today, and this latest move by China has given Trump an opening, a chance to say, "I told you so." He's doubling down on his hardline stance, and his supporters are rallying behind him. Some even believe this will become a major talking point in the upcoming election. Trump is painting a picture of a world where the United States regains its dominance, where American companies are protected, and where China is forced to play by the rules. And many Americans, especially those in industrial states who've lost jobs due to outsourcing, are buying into that message. Of course, the Biden administration has also responded. Officials from the White House condemned China's decision, calling it an unjust and provocative act. Secretary of State Antony Blinken said the US would consider appropriate responses, but so far, those responses have been vague. Sanctions, trade adjustments, and further diplomatic pressure are all on the table, but nothing concrete has been announced yet. That's where Trump sees his advantage. He's already offering a clear plan, even if it's controversial. Meanwhile, business leaders are panicking. Several US companies that do business in China are now scrambling to reassess their strategies. The stock market is jittery. Wall Street analysts are warning of further escalation. If more bans or sanctions follow, it could deeply affect the global economy. Supply chains could be disrupted, prices could rise, and the tech sector, already under strain from chip shortages, could be hit hard once again. But this is no longer just about economics. It's about ideology, about influence, and about who gets to write the rules of the future. China is trying to assert itself as a global power, not just in business but also in technology, defense, and geopolitics. And Trump is making it clear that if he has any say in it, the US won't let that happen without a fight. This clash is bigger than any one company or any one ban. It's a battle over power, respect, and control. So what happens next? Will Biden escalate the situation? Will Trump's tough talk translate into action if he gets re-elected? Will US companies pull out of China entirely? We're entering uncertain territory, and one thing is for sure, the era of quiet diplomacy is over. The world is watching, and the stakes have never been higher. China made its move. Now all eyes are on America, and on Donald Trump, to see what the next chapter of this economic showdown will bring.